Okay. Good. Okay, I start. My name is Gregory. I'm the CEO of Motion Learning. We have brought realistic tennis into the virtual world. Let me show you my presentation. So today you're going to hear something about tennis esports. And tennis esports is the brand for our tennis application of VR Motion Learning. That's the company. And we're also launching the Super League end of the year. What's the background? Well, learning tennis and playing tennis, practicing tennis can be very complex, difficult, expensive, time-consuming. It takes a lifetime until you really learn tennis, and most of ourselves never finish learning tennis. So it's really a complex sport. And what you also should know is that kids, especially when they become teenagers, usually drop out of tennis because they are quite frustrated of not really being the best. It's a very egoistic sport. It's very, very individual. And only one out of the tournaments is winning. So the others are dropping out, and many of them go into video games and into other sports. And if you train every day on the court, you get very little data feedback on what you're really doing, what you're doing good, what you're doing bad. The coach is always going to tell you you're improving, but you have really no clue, what progress you are making. And there is no e-tennis out there. So tennis esports is giving you an inexpensive, authentic virtual tennis experience, which is bringing the realistic tennis from the court into the virtual reality, into your home, into your living room. And you can play the tennis with your fully realistic body motion and ball physics. So what is the tennis esport experience? So basically you dive into the virtual world, you put on your headsets, you take a real racket into your hand, and you play tennis as you would play on the real court. And that means for the first time ever,
you can play out of your living room, out of your home.
Hi, Greg.
Or anywhere where you have a computer internet access, you can play tennis.
Hey, Gregory.
Yes?
We can't see your slides currently.
You cannot see it?
Yeah, we haven't been able to see your slides for the last little while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can do.
Try to share them again.
I'll do it again.
Sorry, I know you have great content. I just wanted to come in and help you with that.
No, it's great. Do you see it now?
No, for some reason it's not showing.
I don't know why.
Are you clicking entire screen?
Yes.
And then, yeah.
Entire screen.
And then you click on the screen and cell in the entire. There we go. Fantastic. So now we can see your whole screen. So now if you're on your presentation.
Okay,
yeah.
You see it now?
Yeah, and now you can go back to your presenter mode and you should be good.
Thank you.
No problem. There we go. Yeah. Enjoy. If there's anything else, I'll let you know. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, okay, back again. Sorry, guys, for this. So this is the background which I just talked about. Tennis. This is the tennis esport experience where you just play, from home. And what we also do is we're going to give you a step-by-step instruction how you can perfect your game, how you get to your perfect technique. We're going to show you step-by-step how you can improve your forehand and your backhand. And the whole thing is really fun and challenging. You can play with your friends online, with your friends sitting in Paris, London, New York, wherever they sit. You can play with them real tennis out of your living room at very low cost. As I said, all you need is an internet connection and the hardware. And that allows you also to play some tennis leagues, some tournaments, and that's why the Super League is going to come end of the year. What is the technology behind it? There's a lot of pieces here, making the puzzle really big. On the one hand, it's computer-aided motion learning in large scale. It's a very high-quality motion analysis because triggering the racket and getting the ball physics out of it has to be very precise and has very fast and abrupt moves. And sometimes the racket is behind your body, so that's very high sophisticated motion analysis. And we're doing similarly modeling simulation with machine learning, which means artificial intelligence, where we compute based on your individual biomechanics, how would the ideal forehand, the ideal backhand look like, so we can compare yourself with your ideal motion. And it's all markerless. That means you put no markers on your body. The whole system takes it out of from the camera position from different angles and computes all the angles and all the body motions directly into the system. Very important is that we have really authentic ball physics. Otherwise, you do not have the real court experience. This is a big difference to all the arcade games out there on VR tennis, which have the simplified Unity ball physics in there. That's not what we want to have. We want to have real ball physics, which makes the game and the game to a virtual sport and quite difficult to play too. So it's nothing really for a normal standard gamer. What we have here, it's really something for a tennis player. And the whole project is a cooperation with the Technical University of Vienna and with the Austrian Research Promotion Agency. So we are really working it out from a scientific perspective. How does this unique motion learning process works? Well, first of all, we capture all the moves, and then we compare it against the library of so-called ideal moves. And we personalize it with your biomechanical data. And then we generate step-by-step advice how to improve your performance. The team we have is, besides myself, we have Georg as our Chief Technology Officer. We have Hans, our Financial Officers. We have Boris, our CIO. And we also have Hannes Kaufmann, the professor from the Technical University, advising us in our process. Now, what is the USP of tennis esports? Well, it's a combination of different points. The first one is really realistic ball physics, and I would really say this is the only VR tennis simulation out there which mirrors authentic ball physics. The second part, which is so important, is this really sophisticated tracking technology, which comes from the one hand from HTC, from the other hand from SEMI motion reality systems. So we're having partners on the tracking technology. Then we're building up this motion library with all kind of perfect moves or moves which are ideal for your biomechanics. Then we have the so-called similarity modeling to compare two different moves, one which you're really doing, one to the one which is the ideal move. We have artificial intelligence components to work it out. And at the end of the day, there's a didactic concept, bringing you to the perfect move and a real nice gaming environment to make it fun and entertaining. So we really have a precise, effective, and efficient motion learning system, but based on something which is really fun, matching, playing tournaments, playing against each other, and having an tennis championship at the end of the year with the Super League. What's our business model? Our business model, we are subscription-based, and we target both the retail and the professional market. So we're targeting the consumers, and we're targeting tennis clubs and other locations where you can have the hardware and you have the space. And we're marketing and promoting it really throughout the tennis esports community, which is mainly tennis coaches and people who love virtual sports. And the B2B point of sales are mainly tennis clubs, fitness studios, VR studios, or 5-star gyms. And the monthly subscription is for the B2B is $200 per month. And for the consumer, for the home application, it's going to be $20 per month. So we're really, creating a new category of esports and a new league, and that will generate media right revenues and much more. So that's our business model. So I told you already we have two versions out there, and what you should know is that in the home version you just need 6 square meters, which is around about 20 square feet. We do not recommend to use the racket at home. Otherwise, you would really ruin everything, and you would hurt a lot of people because you are having the headsets on. So you don't run around at home. It is more playing backhand, playing forehand, being online, doing training exercises, all that. And if you really want to run around and have fun with a real virtual sport, which is physically exhausting, then you need to go to the club. You need to go to the VR studio where you have some kind of a squash court space, 200 square feet available, and there you play with a real racket, which is right now in development together with Snowboard. So that's the business model. We have a free version where you have limited access to different features. Then there's the home version for $20 per month, which gives you all the license for one single license at home. And then there is a club version of $200 per month, where as many players as they want can play at the club. So it's a multi-user license, and the club just pays $200 per month to us and can generate their own cash flow from the members or for hourly rates. The consumer license is a single player. It's for basically gaming only, but it has a very high sophisticated digital tennis training mode inside. And you need sophisticated hardware, which means you need a strong VR a computer which can support the VR headset. We recommend the HTC Vive Pro headset. That's the best one to use. Then you just download our software and off you play. And just make sure that you have enough space at home so that you don't ruin anything around you when you play with the controllers. The club version is really the professional version where you also then play the league. Here we also recommend indoor, because you're using computer, you're using electronic devices, which is not so good if they are outside in the heat or in the rain. So you should have space somewhere indoor. And you need the same hardware, which is a computer and a VR headset. It's going to be the same software. Just the space you need it's much more than at home, because you run around as on a tennis court. Not quite as big as a tennis court, but like a squash court, so a little bit smaller than that, but still it's very exhausting. So where are we right now? We are financed by a public grant from the FFG, that's the Austrian Research Promotion Agency. We have won several competitions, the Pioneer Competition, the A1 Innovation Award, and 2 more. We have already a community of more than 4,000 tennis coaches and clubs around the world. We have a very good cooperation base with the Technical University of Vienna, with the racket manufacturer Snowboard, A1 Telekom Austria, Semimotion, and 1 or 2 more partners, which is very important for us. The biggest asset is that we have partnerships with really high-class tennis professionals and academies and schools who are working with us on a really high sophisticated tennis know-how. The other version is already done. We are in the middle or at the end of the beta version, and we're gonna come into the market by July, so quite in a few weeks. So that's the next steps. The next step is we're gonna launch in summer, this summer, in the next weeks, and that means we're gonna build e-teams around the world. we're going to slowly build up VR tennis community all over the world. So we have a lot of teams playing against each other and having fun, so that we can start the Super League by the end of the year. And at the same time, we're still developing the similarity modeling, which is the high sophisticated capturing of the full body motion. And we're also still developing the VR racket with snowboard. So that's still in development. So that's the timeline. We are already in just in front of the commercial product launch in 2021, and we are going to the market in July, and really going to be ready for the Christmas season in October, November. And that's about it. I'd like to thank you very much for your attention, and I'm happy to listen to any of your questions you have, if there are any. Just let me see how this works. Stop sharing. So let's see if there's any questions here. I'll give you some time, but I cannot see anyone coming up with questions here. No. Okay, well then I'd like to thank you very much for listening to my presentation, and I wish you a nice further global VR summit. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.